I should just say good morning again because the first one probably got clipped off. So good morning if you're out there watching. Yeah, of course everybody's now monitoring RTD's, Instagram account and stuff like that. Like he's gonna, drop some, or leak some good news for you. And it's like, folks, that crazy guy ain't gonna tell you nothing. Um, Especially now that everything's underneath, the bad wolf roof. Because I know some of my sources have gone dark since they moved over there, because it's no longer in, pretty much no longer in the BBC's, playing field. I love how production began this day. It's like, folks, they've been working on Doctor Who for a while now. Or, pre-production's probably been going on for quite a bit, if not, beginnings of, getting things ready. And now we're getting, reports that filming is going to probably be about the last week of April, and originally we were here in May, so that kind of makes sense. It would be right in that area. Now, hang on. Oh, sorry, it was just some weird stuff going on in the parking lot today. Oh, heck, it's about... Well, I know that ain't right. Oh, wait a minute, that's the temperature for the heater. Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, it's also 28 degrees out today, which ain't, not as good as yesterday, but at least the wind ain't blowing. Hang on a second. What did I just get on my phone? Hang on, let's take a look. Oh, okay, some really good foot. Mark Warner just sent me. I'll have to look at those later when I'm off. Good morning, you folks who are stepping in. Like I said, it's been very, very, very quiet on the, on the Bad Wolf front, or AKA all's quiet on the Welsh front, because things have, pretty much been moved over, across the canal or across the way. Or I'm not kidding. When you look at how far the actual move is, I know folks who are getting paranoid. Like originally there were rumors going around that they might possibly be moving production out of Cardiff. And for a while there, it looked like it might be Lookout Point Studios taking it over. See, nobody could even contemplate it, that, RTD wanted to step back into this mess. Especially when you go back and look at how well he was treated towards the end of his run. Just like how Moffat was treated for a while there. And of course, now Chris Chibnall. To be showrunner on a series these days, you've got to be a little bit of a madman. You got to be a recluse. You got to run the thing from a cave halfway up a mountain somewhere in the Himalayas, or otherwise, everybody's looking for you. It's crazy out there on social media. The show does one thing you don't like, and blah blah blah. Everybody's screaming this, screaming that. Now, of course, as I said, rumors are flying around everywhere as to what's going to happen in the Centenary special. Like I said, I heard that somehow, like I said, Doctors 5, 6, and 7 are involved, but not in the way that you think. Now, hangnails, hate them. Now, also, we've heard Sophie Aldred might be involved in the upcoming Centenary special. Now, none of this is confirmed. Keep that in mind, because sometimes things happen. I remember when the 50th was being filmed, somebody saw a TARDIS pop up, like, somewhere out in the middle of nowhere, and it turns out it was for a skit for a news program or something like that. And it's like, of course, we had the pictures of Peter Davison popping up, and that turned out to be for the Five-ish Doctors reboot. And sorry, is there anybody out there? Okay, as I said, some folks are out there going, "Oh, what's that dog for enemies in the parking lot ranting again?" I go, yeah, but sometimes when I'm in the parking lot, you'll get exclusives. Not today though. Like I said, there's all quiet out there. Like I said, I remember the good old days when I could sit at home and I had like 2 or 3 reliable sources to count on. I there were security guards, there was lighting crew, there was all kinds of people who would slip me information. But now, right now, no, because nobody I know is anywhere near Bad Wolf. And now, if anyone wants to be crazy enough to leak anything out, that's up to them. Yeah, notice how people dropped out when they found out I'm not going to drop some, sparkling white, information on them. But like I said, the main important thing these days is to enjoy life. Also, don't be afraid to stand up for yourselves, especially when you see, it's like, it wasn't that long ago, like I said, I saw some things happen, and I said something about it, and people didn't like it. And I'm like, because one of the things you're going to hate in life, or you're going to learn in life, and I should have named this video something else now, nobody wants to face the truth. I'm not kidding. If you want to scare the dickens out of somebody, I mean, really scare the dickens out of them, don't read them a horror novel. Show them the truth. They'll run screaming in the other direction. And it's kind of scary, because I think George Carlin addressed it best when he said, we've adapted this soft language because we, especially here in America, we have a tough time facing reality. Like, there are people walking around right now, staring into their phones, off in space, but that's because they have things in life that they feel are affecting them. And sometimes these things are rather important, but other times it's malarkey. Like, to give you an example, like right now, a few thousand miles somewhere off in the middle of nowhere from where I'm sitting, a country's being invaded by a superpower. And everybody's like, why doesn't the president do this? Why doesn't our country do that? Shouldn't we go in there and help them? It's like, because if we directly help them, we're marching into a world war situation. And this time, it's not going to be one or two cities gets the bomb. Okay? It's going to be, like I said, you've got a guy sitting over there who's obviously off his rocker. And at the same time, over at his left hand, he's got a button that can launch 6,000 ICBMs. And for you folks out there who don't know the slang, that's intercontinental ballistic missile, some of which are MIRVs, which is multiple impact reentry vehicles. And it's like, even the smaller ones are about 120 kilotons apiece. Sorry, kilotons. And that, that's the tactical ones. Enough to brighten someone's day in the wrong way. Now, before you start getting too paranoid, like I said, hopefully, we're not that far down that road, okay? I was really hoping somebody would have seen sense by now, because we're, we're doing what we can do, which is, okay, then if you guys want to play war, we'll take your money. Oh, if you guys want to play war, well, we're not, and I'm glad a lot of people are backing this. I don't know why McDonald's is even still open over there. They should have shut those down, because so far they're not getting any movie releases. No movies, they're just going to have to bootleg them, off the internet, I guess. Russians are going to be torrenting new movies now, because, they've said they're not opening anymore, like, the next phase of, like, Marvel, all that, it's not opening over there. Basically, yeah, they're cutting them off in every single way they can. Fine, then, if you want to start screwing with the rest of the world will cut you off. And that's the best thing you can do right now. Because a show of force is going to do nothing but light the match on a rather large powder keg. Which is why, like I said, I sat back today and thought, the things that happened last week are not that important, considering the situation the world is in. I know, it's like we've learned the hard way from history, though. Back when they started making all those treaties with Hitler, okay, you'll let you do this, but don't do that. We'll let you do this, don't do that. If they do this with Putin, he's going to roll all over them. And the sad part is, there's a lot of the Russian POWs And you can tell they're being honest. You know, when someone's reading something off a cue card and there's a gun off camera, you can obviously tell. No, these guys are sitting there saying, look, we were told to assemble. The media in Russia has been throwing these stories out that a fascist regime had taken over in Ukraine. And at the same time, you know, they were told to assemble on the border as a training exercise. And then next thing you know, they're being ordered to attack. And it's like, I thought this was a training exercise. And that's how, you know, disinformation, misinformation, that's how it works. Like I said, though, back to the central point, because this is, you know, I don't know why I'm going all over the map here. Maybe because, you know, it's, like I said, I'm trying to emphasize the fact that some things are not as important as you think. But at the same time, there's things that happen in life that are basically going to be a one-time opportunity. And then someone slams the door on it. Like I said, I've had the door slammed in my face so many times. I'm shocked I ain't got a broke nose and bruised eyes. Okay, permanently bruised one. I'll walk around look like a raccoon or something. All I can say is this, folks: keep the faith. We're, you know, we're not at the point yet that it's, you know, hopefully we can turn away from the roller coaster heading towards doomsday. And like I said, as far as Doctor Who news goes right now, I got nothing. I'm going to be flat honest with you. And anybody who, be very careful. There's a guy out there put out a whole string of videos, and look, I'm not kidding. Go back and look at the titles, and you know who I'm talking about. Every single video either has like spoiler or leak in the title. That's called, they're playing the algorithm. They're hoping that out of curiosity, a bunch of folks who don't know any better are going to see this video pop up in their notification thread and say, wow, someone's got some inside news, and they click on it, and it's just the same old shit that we've been hearing for weeks. Oh yeah, and everyone's harping on Eccleston, as we know. We brought this up yesterday. Sorry, I only got like a minute left. It's like, why do they all harp on Eccleston? If it hadn't been for Eccleston, I guarantee you that the show, or what do you call it? I lost my train of thought for a second. I can guarantee you the show would not have made it out of the first year without Eccleston. So you should be appreciating that guy. Also, please quit going around posting that, as far as I'm concerned, Hartnell is the first incarnation of the Doctor, and that Dredge has disrespected his legacy. Let's hold the phone here. Where were these people when Moffat did that little thing and listened? Where suddenly you've got a companion going back and telling the Doctor as a child what his mission could be. Where were these grand high keepers of the canon when Clara's telling the Doctor which TARDIS to choose when he fled from Gallifrey? Where were these high, well, they didn't do this, blah, blah, blah. I got some bad news for you. Oh, yeah, all the guys who were saying that the Morbius Doctor thing was retracted, it wasn't. I had somebody trying to pull that crap, and they was supposed to, they retracted it. Blah, blah. No, what happened was a few episodes later, the Deadly Assassin came out, which, you know, threw that 12er generation limit in, also introduced Rassilon, which completely overrode Omega. Where was all these grand high keepers of the legacy then? I want you to think of this. No matter what happens with the Timeless Children story arc. Oh God, I went off that to the Ukraine to back. Okay. William Hartnell will always be, and is always going to be, the first Doctor. Nothing's going to change that. Nothing can take that away from him. And if you think, they have, I feel bad for you, because they haven't. He'll always be the first Doctor. Nothing's going to change that. Oh yeah, where were these guys when Moffat shoehorned in another Doctor to sell theater tickets and completely screwed up the lineup? Well, no, he don't count. Or David Tennant's little sighting, thing counted now, so that one of my doctors is the last one on the regeneration cycle. Or the Doctor's so damned incompetent that he has to have a companion from the future go back and aid all his previous incarnations. Where was the Grand High Keepers of the Legacy then? Oh, well, I got to get going, folks. I'm running behind. Take care of yourselves. Be kind, be calm, be safe. And like I said, be hopeful. We're not on the road to annihilation yet, hopefully. So take care of yourselves, everyone, and hopefully we'll see you all in the future.